All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekakwadash, the honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth through the Holy Spirit, and a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to Yakim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his knowledge of truth and his sincerity. It's the brother Barzal from the GMS Arizona Campbell as well, with another quick lesson to edify. And in this lesson, I really just got two precepts that I want to bring out. And the inspiration for this lesson comes from, topics that were covered yesterday at the camp. And, topics going into brotherhood, going into the body of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this truth, and enduring. All right. Because when it becomes times where we're chastened or we're rebuked or we're undergoing a fiery trial, then it's time to endure, utilizing the tools that the Lord has given us, first and foremost, leaning upon Him in prayer, all right, and other tools such as the brotherhood, okay, that we can lean on for encouragement, for inspiration, for support, all right, and admonishment, and sometimes rebuke, things that are necessary to keep us on the path towards salvation, and so when these things, when these fiery trials arise, our mindset should be to endure them, whatever they may be, to endure them while continuing on the path of righteousness, the path of salvation, remaining within that body. This is 2 Timothy 2:10. It says, "Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushua with eternal glory." So the mindset is to endure all things. There's going to be a variety of things that we encounter that we must endure. And so we have to, day in and day out, continue to be building up a mindset, to be building up our faith, so that when the fiery trials come, then, we have that toolkit, all right, the brotherhood, okay, the elders and apostles, going to Yahweh Shem Yahushai in prayer, and utilizing those tools, all right, to get through it. But see, sometimes men, they when it comes their time to go through the fire, then they start to they pick up that woe is me spirit, and they start to externalize the reasons why they're going through it, instead of internalizing it and meditating on it and thinking upon these scriptures. They start pointing fingers, and it's somebody else's fault, and it's ultimately a formula for disaster, because that's not the right way to go about it. And ultimately it's going to have a result that's detrimental to your spiritual growth and your ability to endure. That's why, certain times we'll see a man fall out because his fiery trial, he went into it and went through it with the wrong mindset. When the rebuke came, when the chastening came, He didn't utilize the brotherhood. You know, he was on that lone wolf shit, you know, or, didn't think he needed the body. He didn't need to tap in. But rather, that individual, or he didn't take heed, to what the Lord was speaking through other men. He didn't take heed to the message. So ultimately, I'm going to read the scripture in John 15. Ultimately, the Lord severed that branch from the vine. So because ultimately that man is no longer abiding in the Lord because he's doing his own thing, trying to figure it out his own way. Again, 2 Timothy 2:10, it says, "Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Mashiach Yahushua with eternal glory. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us," in the form of denying the Lord. A form of denying the Lord is turning your back on him, turning your back on his men. Because this truth that we have here at Great Millstone, hey, we believe that this is the body of Yahweh Shem Shai, and we're all of one mind state. We're all of one mind, and we're all members of one body. So why would you want to turn away from that? Why would you want to turn away from that? So verse 12 says, "If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us," man. A form of, and an indication of the Lord denying you is for him to put the spirit on you to say, "I don't want to deal with the men that he set up anymore." That's a heavy thing, That's a heavy thing. To feel that way. And that's a form of denying the Lord. And there are times, where men are going to separate from the body, because things don't work out for one reason or another. And as long as they keep teaching and they stay in the right spirit, they stay true to the doctrine, and hey, that's just the way the Lord had it. That's the way the Lord had his story, man. But it is a scary thing. It's an intimidating thing because oftentimes when we see these men separate, it don't turn out well. Matter of fact, let's just jump to John. It don't turn out well, man. John 15:1, it says, and this is the other precept I want to get. I'm going to pretty much close it out. We want to stay connected to this body, to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. John 15:1, it says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit." So like the brother brought out in camp, that purging is the cut. Let's get that word. All right.
$25.08. Cathairo.
All right. So that branch being purged, right? It means to what? To cleanse of filth, impurity, etc. To prune trees and vines from useless shoots. Metaphor from guilt to expiate. It says down in the Strongs, it says to cleanse, i.e., especially to prune, figuratively to expiate, to purge. So the Lord is cleansing us of impurities, filth, and it comes in the form of chastisements, rebuke, fiery trials, right? And he's doing it to purge you of those impurities so that you can what? So you can abound. You can become even greater in this thing. All right? You can be perfected that much more. And you can be a stronger member amongst that body. Doing and fulfilling the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, doing the work. Okay? It says, so every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it that it may bring forth more fruit. So you'll be even more fruitful in this ministry. In whatever office, whatever lot the Lord got you in. Verse 3, it says, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. Now here's the point. It says, I am the vine, ye are the branches. All right, so Yahweh Shai is that vine. It says, he that abideth in me and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. All right, so being connected to that vine is what's going to make you fruitful. And the vine is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai has a body of men that he set up on this planet Earth, man, to push this truth. You want to stay connected to that vine, all right? Because the truth is what we have here at Great Millstone, and Yahweh Shai is the truth, all right? Yahweh Shai is the word. You want to stay connected to that. You want to stay connected to that body, to that vine, all right, which is Yahweh Shai. It says, verse 6, it says, if any man abide not in me, all right, you disconnect from that vine, you disconnect, okay? Now, you like I said, you have instances where men, the Lord has their story written to where they'll be disconnected from the camp, and they go out and do their own thing, and they may be fruitful. They start up their own camp, but oftentimes we don't see it go that way. I mean, even look at Sakari, man. Look at Captain Tazariak over at the ISUPK. Look at other men that separated from Great Millstone, man, and look at the endless amount of men that bug the fuck out. That just don't always end well, man. It gives opportunity for the spirit of bitterness to creep in there. Thinking about, certain things or certain offenses that you didn't deal with, but you ran from. You didn't want to face. And those things lead to a spirit of bitterness, that turns into, basically you throwing away the doctrine. And that's when you definitely have disconnected from that vine, from Yahweh Shai, because you're no longer speaking that truth. Okay? Verse 6, it says, if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them, all right? So a withered branch, you gather those branches and you do what? What do you do when you got a fire going on a fall evening? You gather some wood, you gather some branches to do what? To throw it in that fire, to get that fire going. You're a little warm when it's cooling off outside. All right. So that's ultimately what happened to these branches and no longer abiding in Yahweh Shai that are withered. It says, and men gather them and cast them into the fire and they are burned, man. So ultimately that's the outcome of a lot of these men that disconnect. And that's why it's such a scary thing. That's why you want to stay connected to this body and endure those fiery trials. We all going to have our times and our moments, and we must think upon these things. All right, so that we handle it in a way that we remain. Okay? This is Colossians 3. I'm going to start at verse 12, and I'm just going to read it through, and I'm going to close this out. Colossians 3:12, it says, put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. All right, we got to remember these things. You know, we might have offended a brother, we might be faults against a brother. We got to learn to forgive. We got to have those conversations, bring things out, put it all on the table, man, and then move forward in brotherhood. You see, it says, for forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. And let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. As long as you push the same doctrine, and as long as you coming in the right spirit, then you still, amongst that body. But you got to understand, everything happens in, there's a process, I should say, to everything. The first step might be you disconnecting from the body, from the camp. And then the next step could be you start teaching another doctrine. And then the next step is for you to completely bug out. And then the next thing you know, you lose steam. You're not even going out speaking no more. And then the next thing you know, you're speaking against the same brothers that you used to teach with. And the next thing you know, you're completely gone, man. That's why, it's, you really got to consider the decisions that we make in this thing. And we got to try to keep things spiritual and not let our emotions get the best of us. Colossians 3:15, it says, and let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. So we got to be thankful and appreciative of the opportunity that we've been given to be called amongst this body, to be blessed with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You should want to stay connected, regardless of what you've gone through or what we might go through in the future. That's where humility comes in. If you don't have the ability to show humility in the time where it's needed, then that says something about you, bro. That says a lot about you. That's that. That's that's what needed to be pruned from that branch. And you wouldn't allow it to be pruned, so now it can just remain and it can fester, and what? Then that branch gonna fuck around and wither away, man. We gotta consider these things. Verse 16, it says, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord, man. I'm going to get verse 17 too. It says, and whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him. So Lord willing, this was edifying. And I hope, those who listen, you got the message, and it was received, and it was edifying. And, let us think upon these things, when we encounter our battles, our fiery trials, and pray that the Lord put the spirit on us to endure. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.